Thanks, Julius, and thanks everybody for turning out this morning. It's already been an exciting week here at the 95th PGA Championship at Oak Hill, and we're obviously thrilled to be back here for the third time to conduct a championship. I was fortunate enough to be here on June the 3rd for Media Day, played with our defending champion Rory McIlroy, and I thought it was interesting when I saw Rory last night at the Champions Dinner. The first thing out of his mouth was great golf course setup, just absolutely great golf course setup. And I think that's been the most gratifying thing for me since I got here on Sunday, is to hear all the compliments from players and caddies alike about, number one, the condition of the golf course, and secondly, the setup. And I know you'll hear a little bit more from Kerry on that in a minute. But I think the other thing that I want to have the opportunity to say here this morning is how great the membership at Oak Hill Country Club has been to work with. Thanks to Marty Glavin, General Chair, and Ron Pluta, President of Oak Hill, for all their efforts and everything that all their members have done to make this really a special week. When you come into a venue like this and you have the acceptance and all those members embrace this championship for the interruption that it causes during their summer is pretty incredible. We don't always get that when we bring a major championship to a club like this, but very exciting. From PGA of America's standpoint, we look forward to our 20 club professionals that are in the field this week, led by our 2012 PGA Professional Player of the Year, Rod Perry, who also, as you know, captured our 2013 PNC at Sun River. You know, we take great pride in the fact this is the strongest field in major golf. We have 99 of the top 100 players here this week. And I just think, I don't know, I have this kind of like Ben Crenshaw. I've got this feeling that based on as great as the majors have been all year, that something really memorable is going to happen this year at Oak Hill, and look forward to Sunday afternoon. So I'd like to turn it over to our new CEO. He's not really new. He's been on the job now 9 months. He's been here long enough to just be our CEO, Pete Bevacqua.
Great. Thanks, Ted, and thanks everybody for coming out this morning. To echo Ted's thoughts, just the reception we've received already this week from the fans and from this Rochester area, obviously such a golf-savvy town and such unbelievable support. It's really been incredible to see these first 3 days. And also, I think it's absolutely worth noting the reception we've had from the state of New York and Governor Cuomo's office. Really, I think in PGA of America, almost unprecedented support. And certainly bringing a major championship into any part of the country is a big endeavor. It's certainly a big business initiative for this region, and wanted to thank the governor's office in the state of New York. And also, and you'll hear more about this from Kerry, but really trying to continue to push the envelope this week of what we can do to make this as spectator and as fan-friendly a championship as possible, both for all the people here on site, through our partners, our broadcast partners, Turner and CBS, and then obviously on PGA.com. So certainly really looking forward to a great championship week. And from a personal point of view, this to be my first PGA championship as CEO in New York, as a native New Yorker, is a special week for me. And would love to turn it over to Kerry Haigh, who's been running our championships for over 2 decades and obviously just doing an outstanding job.
Thank you, Pete, and good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 95th PGA Championship. This is my 4th major championship that I've been involved with here at Oak Hill. And golf course-wise, I could not be happier with the overall conditioning of the golf course. Superintendent Jeff Corcoran and his crew are probably the best superintendent that I have worked with in 20-plus years in this business. And the work he and his staff have done have been truly outstanding. The overall conditioning of the playing surfaces are second to none, so we could not be happier with the overall conditioning. I'll touch a little bit on the changes to the golf course, or what we've done with the golf course since the 03 PGA Championship. As you know, I think most people know, the 3 greens were modified on holes 5, 6, and 15, a little bit, softened a little bit. Probably the biggest difference otherwise is what we've done with the mowing. In 03 we had the step cut of rough, and then it went straight into the primary cut of rough. This year we have the step cut, which is 6-7 feet wide. It goes into an intermediate cut and then into the primary cut. And the width of that intermediate cut varies depending on the hole, depending if it's a dog leg, the length of the hole. So that intermediate cut varies in width. The other major change is where the water comes into play on holes 5, 6, and 7, Allen's Creek there. In 03 we had the primary rough between the playing area, the fairway, and the creek. And in this case, on hole 5, the fairway we have cut it down from fairway to step cut all the way to the creek. So any balls that may be moving to the right may go into the creek there. On hole 6, when that green was redesigned, the bank down from the green to the creek, instead of kind of being a little more hollow, became a little more concave and smoother, and Jeff was able to put a lower cut of high grass on that bank. So again, balls that would go or miss that green long is now automatically pretty much going to go into the water hazard. Balls that come up short left on that green will not roll down into the hazard. The slope is not as steep on the front end, but it is mowed down pretty low at that spot too. And the final hole 7, where the creek comes into play, where your tee shot actually goes straight towards the creek, again had rough between the fairway and the creek. And again, we've cut down the primary rough to a step cut height, so balls can roll certainly closer to the creek or in the creek. And if you take a relief from the creek, with it being short grass, you now actually have a shot to the green, which previously you were dropping in primary rough and were basically chipping out back onto the fairway. So they're the major changes to the golf course since 2003, and the overall conditioning we could not be happier with, and we're looking forward to a truly outstanding and exciting championship. One other item I'd just like to touch on is the hole 15. Pete mentioned it, the PGA Championship picked the hole location challenge hosted by Jack Nicklaus. This was a collaborative effort between the PGA of America and Jack Nicklaus, and is something that we're extremely excited about. It's a new concept, and the reasons for it were twofold. Firstly, was to try and educate golfers and non-golfers alike on what the best player in the world, 18-time major champion Jack Nicklaus, would think about on that hole to 4 different hole locations. And if you go to PGA.com and listen to what Jack spoke about, it is fascinating. I was truly fascinated listening to what he said. The best player in the world, when they're looking at the yardage book, what comes into his mind to play to each of those 4 hole locations. The reason we chose hole 15 is that with the redesign, there's an awful lot of wonderful hole locations throughout the entire green. As you know, there's water all down the right side, 3 bunkers on the left side, and a steep drop off behind the green. So basically any hole location on that green is challenging, is difficult, is interesting. So in terms of setting it up, from my standpoint, it was great. We had the 3 hole locations that I've already selected for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And on Sunday, there were 4, and actually a lot more options than 4 spectators and fans to call in and truly select the hole location to be used on the final round of the PGA Championship on Sunday. And the second reason for doing this is to try and get people involved, more involved, that previously have not involved in golf. And what better way than for them to partake, see, feel, and touch a major championship and select the hole location. So we're really excited about it. It's been truly, really well received the first 2 weeks. We've had 155,000 or more people hitting the site, and over 55,000 people have already voted. So the voting closes this Saturday at 5 p.m. So people still have a chance to select the hole location on the 69th hole of the PGA Championship. So with that said, I'm excited about the week, and as I say, looking forward to 4 great days of championship golf, and looking forward to seeing what happens.